doesn't sound great. It's got a bunch of lights on. Is that bad? It's got a bunch of lights on. Is that bad? Is it bad?
I think that's bad.
Is it bad? It's got lights up. There's a transmission fault.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so we've started working on the tire slayer. It runs again. It does move. It sounds not good. It's not happy, but it's coming. Started off first by just doing a compression check and making sure this motor is healthy, because I'd hate to do a bunch of work figuring out the other issues and realize the motor's hurt. So motor's okay. The main issue that we're having right now, before we like retune it, because it definitely needs a retune, this is just a stage 1 kit, like 800 wheel, has Motec on it, you know, factory fuel system, nothing crazy. The main issue right now is the cam phasers are locking up. Those are oil pressure driven. It seems to be fine when the engine's cold, seems to be running fine. As soon as it gets warm and you turn the car off and you turn it on again, you can hear the engine just rattling like crazy. And while we were monitoring this, our tuner was monitoring, and so you could see the phasers are just locked up. So timing is all screwed up right now. So we need to figure out why. I mean, when we first started working on this, we kind of figured it just needs some TLC. I mean, the air filters were completely clogged of tire debris, and like I couldn't put light through them. They were just completely clogged. The engine was being starved for who knows how long. The oil was the blackest oil I've ever seen. I mean, hadn't had an oil change in who knows how long. Did those things and got it running again thinking, okay, it just needed some TLC, but then the phasers locked up and it's kind of been on the back burner for a while we finished other projects up for 458 Destroyer. So now that we got some time and we have space now with the new shop, we're diving into this and we're gonna get this figured out. So we're gonna check oil pressure once it's warmed up closer to the heads to see if it's maybe losing oil pressure up top. Maybe it's an issue with the oil pump. There's a lot of screens in the oil pump housing. Maybe some of those are a little clogged or blocked up. With how dirty the oil was, that's very possible. We'll get it back on the road soon. We gave it a nice bath. It looks good cleaned up. Like, it hasn't had a wash in a while. Yeah, that's the update on the tire slayer. It moves again, but it's still not right. So we'll dive into it. Once we can figure out what's actually wrong with it, we'll get another update going and go from there. And hopefully we have a video of doing some donuts in the front parking lot here soon. So cool.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Exotic Autosport. I hope you guys enjoyed the last video. I know you guys saw in the last video that we are moved into our new spot. I kind of already showed you guys around the last video. Today we will be doing stuff with a 675 LT that got a Rift exhaust put on it, and a couple other things. We'll be doing some content with that.
All right, guys, so this is our friend Charlie's 675 LT Spider, another rare car to add to his collection. He's also got an R8 GT we recently put an exhaust on. Awesome example of this car, beautiful spec too. We just added a Rift exhaust system on it. This is a stage 2 car. So the 675 is a limited production vehicle. They only made, I believe, 500 of these. There's only 138 in the States. I don't know the exact numbers for the Spiders, but there's not a lot of them. Over here you could see the Rift exhaust. I really like on the 675 too that you can actually see the Rift exhaust. Most of the time we install these beautiful exhaust systems, you can't see them, they're kind of hidden by the bumper, but on this car you can. Get a look at the interior on this one. I love the orange accents on this car. A lot of factory MSO carbon all over this thing. So that's all we've done so far. We're also hardwiring that radar. You can see sitting in the window right now. So we'll see if there's some future updates for it, but Charlie just got to drive it, and you could see from the reaction video, he very much enjoyed it. The Rift exhaust sounds awesome. That Rift titanium with the X-pipe just changes the sound completely. And then with this being a Spider, the top-down experience with this tune on it and that exhaust note just makes for a hell of an experience driving this thing through the Tennessee back roads. And if you have a McLaren and you're looking to do a similar package like this, just shoot us a message. 600 LT rear section exhaust. They've already had downpipes available. We sent this factory system off to Rift. They 3D scanned it, built a custom X-pipe exhaust. I mean, you can kind of see it through here. A lot of it's covered up on the 600. These were custom done as well as a little finishing touch. This color was chosen by our customer, Paul. Really nice little touch, kind of making it more of a one-of-one for this car. Already a beautiful color. Got the Novatec wheels on it. This thing is rowdy and it sounds amazing. If you're interested in a similar system, just contact us and we'll be happy to get you some more information. Today I wanted to highlight a car we just finished up for our friend 458 Destroyer. This is a car he has listed for sale on 458 Destroyer sales. This is a 2017 Audi R8. This is a base car. It does have the plus wing on it. It's also got carbon ceramics on it as well, which is an upgrade off from the base steel brakes. So this one has a 1200 horsepower package on it. We went through and fixed a variety of things on it. All the DI and port injectors were sent off, cleaned, pressure tested, and replaced. It's got fresh spark plugs in it, oil change. The Motec has been completely retuned by Pearson Tuned. So you've got 4 different maps. One of them shoots giant fireballs. Basically you have a range from 800 to 1200 horsepower. Full map selection through the cruise control. It's got rolling anti-lag, boost by gear, all the fun stuff. Ethanol content as well. You get a live read of ethanol content from the dash, so we'll show you all that kind of stuff. We also pulled the transmission, installed a Datsun Pro Max 9-plate clutch in it to make sure it could put that power down. On top of the Motec tuning, we also had Pearson do a custom TCU flash. It's got auto shift, so whenever you're doing a pull, you really can't shift these things fast enough. It'll auto shift for you, even if you're in manual mode. And basically just we went through it, make sure the car is solid and gonna be good for the next owner. So we'll go take it for a spin, do some nice clips, show you what it sounds like, and yeah, we'll make Sage pee his pants. So what's nice with these cars, especially when they're tuned right, they drive like stock. Having 1200 horsepower on tap, I mean, up to 1500 on the stock motor, really, like, depends on how crazy you want to get. There's only so much you can really use on the street. Yeah, you can get it to where it hooks no problem and things like that, but the problem is not so much a traction issue eventually, it's a traffic issue. Like, you're gonna just run up on cars so fast you can't even believe it, and it's like, there's not a lot of places you can do that unless you just have an empty interstate or some back roads that have just a huge straightaway to where you can really use all that power. But I feel like the sweet spot with these is like maxing out around this power level. Even just 900 is tons of fun on the street. I mean, we can get you in a twin turbo kit with a drop-in fuel pump. You can make 900 to the wheels on 93. Don't have to worry about ethanol or anything like that. So this is a full flex fuel car. So this one's going to adapt based on where you're filling up. So there's a couple gas stations that have actually some decent pump ethanol. And I'll show you the ethanol read on this one here in a second. But right now we're just getting some temperature in the old transmission. So yeah, right here, so you do this, now that's my ethanol read. So I just tap this left button on the steering wheel, that's now mapped to read my live ethanol content. So we're over 70% right now, which is great. One of the other local gas stations had less than 40% ethanol, which is terrible. You gotta watch what you get at the pumps. The best stuff is, you know, get some like 1R ethanol, then you know you're getting real good quality, because even the pump stuff isn't great. This is pump ethanol in the car right now. It'll still serve its purpose, and we're about a little over half a tank right now. But I also have full map selection, which I'll show you here in a minute as well. So this all mapped into the cruise control stock right here to my left. If I push this button and hold this guy, now I've got full map selection. So map 3 is full 1200. So we'll just stick it there.
Yeah. We'll just leave it there.
We'll just leave it there.
Saves pieces, you know?
Yeah. Another thing on these cars too, this is a full Motec car, but even on the stock ECU cars, you need to have traction control completely turned off. So Motec kind of takes over as long as this is off. Doesn't freak the car out. So with Motec, it's actually detecting how much traction basically you have. It can detect wheel spin. It's limiting your boost by gear depending on your tire package on the car. So it's not going to give you all the boost at once if you have, you know, a tire, like a normal street tire on it. Whereas like stock ECU will just let you send it. You make sure you got a good tire on it. But either way you want to do that, otherwise it's going to pull timing and, you know, freak the car out, buck and jerk and not be happy. So traction needs to be turned off at all times when you're, at least when you're doing hits. You're just cruising around, you don't need to worry about that. But if you want to go fast, that needs to be turned off.
And have a good tire.
Yeah.
This has a good tire.
This has a good tire. Really just have a good tire up front like a Michelin, and we always have like a 20-inch wheel in the back with an R888. Like that's kind of the go-to setup for a lot of these cars. Works great, does what it's supposed to do.
Yep, pants peed. Pants wet. It just like makes your stomach like just upset.
Mr. Pearson's got this thing dialed. It's driving great.